Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here from Boissevain, Manitoba, as we prepare to bring you what should be the game of the year. Be one of the games of the year, anyway, between the Killarney Shamrocks and the Boissevain Border Kings. It's very evident these guys do not like each other. Well, they love to hate. They love to hate each other, and they hate to love each other. That's Coach Ed said that best last week. The Boissevain comes in having won every game this season by a considerable margin, except for the first one. They knocked off Killarney, but they needed overtime to do that. So tonight, it should be a pretty good game. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Mitch's Midnight Mechanics. Good guy, even better service. Let's give you the tail of the tape now, shall we? These guys do not like each other. It's like Rocky and Adrian. Well, Rocky and Adrian loved each other, at least until the end. Anyway, give us a feedback. Give me a feedback. Let me know how the audio is working so far and the video. I'm sorry about the netting. The Clown College has taken over our broadcast booth, our regular broadcast booth, and we'd rather not get into an altercation with the Clown College. But they're busy juggling in there and all that fun stuff. Coming up at the end of the first period, I will talk to Tyson Zimmer from the Boissevain Border Kings. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is rivalry weekend, not just in the Tiger Hills Hockey League and the CFL as well. I'm wearing green tonight, but I know there's a lot of Bomber fans tuning in. Let's be civil tomorrow. Let's just enjoy a good game. And we will be right back. And here are your Boissevain Border Kings, led by Pringle. Once again, getting the start. Pringle has been on a roll this season. We'll take a look at the stats later on. Patrick Leask is back in the lineup. We should introduce you to the Killarney Shamrocks. Number 1 is Brian Archibald. Number 2, Cody Thompson. Number 3, Sutton Olsen. 4, Clayton Heinrichs. 5, Cody Shackle. 6, Kelby Mitchell. 9, Reed Gow, who was the leading scorer in the league heading into last weekend, but he's since been passed by 6 other players, including a handful of Border Kings. Number 10, Aubrey Chapman. 11, Jesse Bernard. 12, Logan Christensen. 14, Reed Opperman. 15, Caden Barlick. 16, Camden Klein. 18, Isaac Friesen. 19, Wade Thompson. 20, Morgan Magwood. 21, Brett Opperman. 23, Kyle Peters. 24, Daniel Stagg. 25, Jason Swairipa. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. 26, Braden Cuthbert. And 31, Aaron Mason. Brian Archibald does get the starting goal for Killarney, and you can add one more player to your program if you have a program at home, folks. Number 7, Colton Magwood is in the lineup for the Shamrocks tonight. It should be an intense battle by two teams that are rivals as old as, well, the Riders and the Bombers. Fisher's out to take the face off. LeBlanc dumps it down. He's coming off a hat trick last night. And 7 seconds in, we have a whistle as Archibald cleared it over the glass. The crowd is filling up here at the Boissevain Arena. Fisher remains out there. LeBlanc, as he gets it back to the point, it's David Robertson, and that's kicked aside by Archibald. Killarney has it the other way, and they send it down the ice. Robertson gets it. He's playing his first game since the opener. Moves it ahead. From our vantage point, we cannot see much behind the net. But it is Boissevain that has it. They dump it behind the net. Archibald's out to play it. He almost mishandles it, and LeBlanc was unable to corral it. But Fisher back. He gets it. He'll backhand. That goes wide. Killarney has it, and here comes number 10 for the Shamrocks, Aubrey Chapman. He dumps it on net, and Boissevain's back to retrieve it. Elms sends it down the ice, but that's knocked down by a Shamrock. It's Lewis. He has it. He moves it over in front. Oh, Archibald almost slid too far. Boissevain putting the pressure here early. Elms moves it up ahead. That one will go for icing. Minute 25 into the first period. Still no score between these two arch rivals. Good flow to the game so far as the face-off comes down just below our vantage. Well, they decide to move it. We will do our best to get a shot here. Elms has it. He dumps it down. Archibald had to be quick on that one. As in, all alone was Lewis. Lewis is still out there to take the face off. No, he goes back out. That is Jeremy Johnson. He comes out for the Border Kings. And Boissevain gets it. Dittmer in front. Backhand correction. That was Johnson that almost had the opening marker. But Killarney clears it the other way. And like two heavyweight boxers, they're just going tiptoe, feeling each other out slowly. The intensity should pick up here as the game goes on. Johnson. Thompson has it behind his net. He moves it ahead. And the Shamrocks bank it off, but Ray gets it for the Border Kings. Johnson has it, but that's knocked off his stick. But back the other way, it's Robertson, sends it down the ice. And Killarney has it. Ray moves it ahead, not very much ahead. And there's a scramble at center ice. Neither team wants much to do with it at the moment. Houston moves it over. David Robertson. Up ahead, it's Fisher. Fisher with speed. Lets a shot go and goes wide. And Houston regroups at center ice. Moves it ahead. And LeBlanc lets a wrist shot go, and that one goes high and out of play. I would like to apologize for the netting tonight, folks. I still hope you are enjoying tonight's broadcast, despite not the clearest of vantage points. Hopefully, we're able to still give you a good broadcast. And Archibald's out to play it. He leaves it for number 5 of his own team, who moves it up ahead. Killarney gets it at center ice. They're breaking into the Boissevain zone, but LeBlanc hit him with speed. The shot goes high. Houston, and it looks like Gal battling along the boards. They get it. Moving into the corner. Knocked off the puck. And here come the Border Kings the other way. It's Leiker. Moves it over. The howitzer. LeBlanc, big rebound by Archibald, but unable to corral it. Gow has it behind his own net, but Boissevain gets it in front. Kicked aside. And back comes Shamrocks the other way. Elms. No, it's Lewis, rather. Lewis takes a knee. Very dangerous play there. And he'll go to the box for 2 minutes. They are not happy here in Boissevain. Elms is ready to draw some blood. He's ready to fight. But Coach Dick will not want that for the Border Kings. He needs his valuable defenseman. Heading to the sin bin for the Shamrocks is Brett Opperman. Opperman stuck the knee out and luckily didn't injure the Boissevain player. And that will be a 2-minute minor for kneeing. It is a 4-minute double minor. Correction on my part. Dittmer wins it back. He gets it again, and that's knocked away by Archibald's blocker. Barney gets it, then and Dittmer has it. Gets it back to Elms. Elms has it. He lets a wrister go. Oh, no goal. The ref waves his arms. Just almost made it 1-0. In front, that hits a stick and goes wide. There's a battle along the end boards in the corner, and it comes to Robertson. Robertson lets a shot go wide, and scrambling for it like a fish out of water is Archibald. And once again, there's a skirmish after the whistle. It's like a heavyweight fight tonight, folks. Who's going to draw the first punch? So far, they're in the feeling out process. go into the box for the... It appears that Dittmer's heading off for the Border Kings. Mariska Hajate must be in the building as we hear the Law and Order theme. Dittmer and Robertson are both heading off. LeBlanc's going to take the face off against Libra. Coach Ed is not happy with the officials here. They have a couple more seconds to discuss Christmas plans here and post-game parties. Not getting too heated at the moment. I see LeBlanc and Soripa are probably discussing the Riders-Bombers game tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe how good the French fries look here. I don't know. That's the best part about small town rinks. There's always delicious food. And we're ready. LeBlanc is taking the face off against Floripa. We're at even strength here for a minute 20, and then Boissevain will go back on the power play. Sent down the ice, handled by Archibald. Gow has it behind his own net. He moves it ahead into the neutral zone, into Boissevain territory. That's knocked off his stick. Big defensive play there by the Border Kings. 14:45 to go here in the first period. Killarney has it. At the point, he lets a shot go. And back the other way come the Border Kings. Sam Houston sends it down the ice, but that will not go for icing as the sweepers were called off. It's not curling. Back to the just doing their work, trying to set up a good shot here are the Killarney Shamrocks. Puts it on net. That's handled by Pringle, but that's knocked aside. Sends it over. Ray swings his stick at it, but Killarney gets it. And back the other way is Jeremy Johnson. He's on a breakaway. He lets a shot go, and big save, Archibald. Here come the Shamrocks the other way. Possible 2-on-1. No, it's a 2-on-2. The wrist shot, that's blocked by Ray. Killarney has it, looking to strike first. Pringle, it hits his body, and that goes wide. Our first real big scoring chance of the game for the Border Kings. In front! And Bruyere back the other way. $12:45 to go here in the first period. It's still scoreless between the Boissevain Border Kings and the Killarney Shamrocks. We will take a break. You're watching Tiger Hills Hockey on TL Media, brought to you by Mitch's Midnight Mechanics. Tyler Lewis passes it over. LeBlanc lets a shot go that I think that hit the elbow of Archibald and sends it wide. Comes out into the neutral zone, and Boissevain will have to regroup. Bruyere moves it ahead. That one will not be icing as it hit the Boissevain player. Archibald moves it to his own player. Backhand pass in the neutral zone. Magwood loses it. And here come the Border Kings. It's Stevenson. He lets a wrist shot go. Knocked aside by the blocker. Getting traffic in front. Archibald just decides, I'm going to cover this stuff. As Sandstorm blasts over the loudspeakers here at the Boissevain Arena. Good crowd here tonight. Lots of people to enjoy the rink burgers. Hopefully they'll boost the economy here, which really took a kicking during the pandemic. Sam Houston, he's unable to keep it in, but Elms, he corrals it. Elms has been one of the top defenders for the Border Kings this season. He's been traps tightened at least once. Lifted up ahead, and Ray gets it at center ice. Moves it over, and Dittmer, the backhand feed over to Lease, takes a shot, and that one goes wide. But down the ice, it won't be enough for icing. Has Ray. The backhand feed up to Lewis. Lewis loses control of the puck, but Robertson was there. And here comes Dittmer. Dittmer. He lets a shot go. That's knocked aside by Archibald. Archibald hasn't been really sharp tonight in terms of rebound control. He'll have to improve on that if he wants to give his team a chance to win. He's been able to keep the puck out of the net, though, which is all your team asks for. Ray with the backhand pass, he was just dumping it in. As we approach the 10-minute mark in the first period, 10:03 remaining here in the first period. I want to remind you that our first period guest will be number 20 for the Border Kings, Tyson Zimmer. Zimmer, he's out of the lineup tonight due to a coach's decision, I believe, is my understanding. Fisher's going to take the face off. He loses the draw, and Killarney comes up with it. There's a battle in the corner. Backhand feed, it's Elms. He puts it on net, and that's kicked aside by Archibald as they play in the corner. Liker tries to put it on net, and that's fed up ahead. Here come the Shamrocks. The Shamrocks looking dangerous. But a big play there by Bruyere sends his man flying. In his feet in the slot, Killarney has it. Pringle kicked aside. Bruyere moves it ahead. LeBlanc gets it over to Liker. Liker almost took another knee. The wrister, he scores! LeBlanc keeps the hot stick go. No correction. That's Sam Houston. Sam Houston wrists it home. I was going to say LeBlanc keeps the hot stick going, who had a hat trick last night. But that is Sam Houston who opens the scoring. 1-0 for the Border Kings. Archibald's going to want to have that one back. It's not the sharpest of shots, but they all count. Here's LeBlanc. The man I was just hyping up but was mistaken. LeBlanc has it. Correction. I do believe I need to make an optometrist appointment. That was 15. Terlink moves it ahead. We hope you're having fun in listening to tonight's broadcast between Killarney and Killarney shoots. Pringle had to be sharp on that one. Albrecht moves it up ahead. He lets a shot go. Pringle is bumped, but no whistle. Pringle gives him the stick right back. And that's down the ice. That will not go for icing. Archibald comes out to play it. He moves it to his man, and that one goes down the ice. That one's also not icing. Good flow to the play here. Elm sends it down the ice. Lewis gets it. He lets a wrist shot go. Once again, Archibald doesn't corral the rebound, and Ray gets it at the blue line. But it hit a leg, and Killarney has it. But Boissevain gets it back until they lose it again. Killarney gets it. In the corner, Elms bumps him off. And back the other way. It's Lewis. Lewis skates over the stick. Couldn't get it over to Zeimer. But Lewis gets it back. No, he didn't. That was intercepted there. Risser kicked aside. I don't know if Pringle knew where that was going. Bruyere. And we have a whistle here. LeBlanc having some words at the blue line. 6:55 to go here in the first period. We have a penalty coming up for the Border Kings. Correction. It is number 19 for the Killarney Shamrocks. And number 19 is Wade Thompson. Mr. Thompson will go off for 2 minutes or less. 6:55 to go here in the first period. It remains 1-0 as Boissevain heads to the power play. Their power play's been dangerous lately. Has their entire offense, really. Dittmer's out to take the draw. He wins it back, and Boissevain corrals it. Moves it over. Looking to get something set up. LeBlanc takes a shot, knocked away by Archibald, but he gets it again back. Elms moves it over. Liker gets it back, moves it, and Lewis gets it back. Back to the point. He lets a pass go, and that bounced out of play. Sorry about that, folks. I just realized you were watching the ice. My apologies. You get watching the game and you forget to change the camera. It's a one-man show here, though. I'm doing my best. Detmer's out to take the face off, wins it back. Lewis has it at center ice, moves it over to Elms. Elms into Killarney territory, and LeBlanc moves it over. Back to the point. Elms puts it on net. That one goes just wide. Big collision along the sideboards as the puck gets sent on goal. That does not make it through as Pringle comes out to play it. Yes, I thought that would be a whistle. It hit a glove. Oh, we could have a skirmish here. Is it going to amount to it? No, I've seen my kids with better scraps. We'll take a break. 5:51 to go in the first period. 1-0 for the Border Kings. You're watching Tiger Hills Hockey on TL Media. And we're back, and so is the action as Bruyere has it. Moves it over to Dittmer. Dittmer comes in to Killarney territory. He moves it around. Coincidental minors on the previous play. Magwood and Lewis will go to the box for 2 minutes. As Boissevain, oh, that hit the crossbar and comes almost out of the Boissevain Killarney zone, rather. Sends it down the ice. Zymer leaves it for Dittmer. Dittmer over and Zymer gets it back. Just trying to get something set up here. But a big defensive play by Killarney sends it out of the zone. 4:50 to go here in the first period. Sends down the ice, and we'll head to the bakery. That one's icing. There's a big sale on icing this week. LeBlanc has it. $4:25 to go here. And Leask, I thought he was going to lay out Gal, but he decides better of it. Leask in front! Knocked aside by Archibald. Has no idea where it is. Back to the point. Oh, the howitzer knocked down, and we got some people that are going to head to the sin bin after this. Our next broadcast on TL Media will be the next home game for the Border Kings when it's once again these two arch rivals facing off for division supremacy. Tonight's game will be pivotal, and that last game, well, I don't think they'll be exchanging Christmas presents. Boissevain will be looking to deliver the Shamrocks a loss and vice versa. Two of the top teams in all of Manitoba senior hockey. Dittmer wins the draw. Back to Elms. Elms lets a wrist shot go. That hits a leg and goes wide. Boissevain is on the power play. 3:50 to go here in the first period. It remains 1-0 for the Border Kings on a goal by number 18, Sam Houston. And here comes Killarney the other way. Point. Pringle had to be sharp on that point-blank shot. Down the ice it goes, and Pringle has to come out to play it. He moves it up. That hits the leg, and Killarney sends it back down. 3:05 to go here in the first period. It remains 1-0 for the Border Kings. Sam Houston, the goal scorer, he has it, moves it up over to Ray. Ray moves it over. And Liker, the backhand, no, he just lost control of it and bump along the boards. Back to Ray and sent aside. Looking to get something set up here in the final 27 seconds of the power play, but Killarney's good defensive play there to get it sent down. And our vantage point, I cannot see what is going on. I would like to apologize, folks. Sent down the ice, and here come the Border Kings. Shot that goes high wide. 2:10 to go here in the first period, and Elms brings it over the blue line. He does a mad dash behind the net, puts it in front, knocked away by Archibald, and again, not sent behind the net. 1:55 to go here in the first period. Pringle comes out to play it. He leaves it for Bruyere. Bruyere has to be sharp as he's being pressured. He's able to get it away, and here comes LeBlanc. Puts it on net. That's knocked away. And Johnson puts it in front. The wrist shot. He scores! Jeremy Johnson in the slot found the puck and made no mistake. Made it a 2-0 game for the home side. Once again, a poor rebound control for Archibald costs his team. Archibald will look to be better on the rebounds coming up in the second period. But if you're a Border King fan, you got to love that play. 2 goals, both on wrist shots, both on, well, let's just call a spade a spade. Shots that bad rebound control. And Killarney's looking to answer before the end of the first period. 1:18 to go here. Another reminder, our first period guest will be none other than number 20 for the Border Kings, Tyson Zimmer. And the truth is out there. Betty Brake is looking for someone to come and visit her in the penalty box. I think that's Betty anyway. Betty's a Jill of all trades. She can do whatever they need her to do, including make a mean mask. I bought a few masks from her. Folks, is your car giving you trouble? Give my friend Mitch a call. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Mitch's Midnight Mechanics. He'll get you back on the road before you know it. LeBlanc loses the draw, and Killarney keeps it in, looking to get something going here in the dying minutes of the Pringle. Had to be sharp on that one. Lewis has it in the neutral zone, and he just sends it down the ice. 42 seconds to go here in the first period. 2-0 in favor of the Border Kings, but Killarney is on the power play in the dying minute. Moves it ahead. Poked off his stick. LeBlanc unable to corral it, but sends it down the ice. 25 seconds to go here. There's going to be a bump here. Gow goes down awkwardly, but he's able to get right back up. Killarney has it, but David Robertson sends it down the ice. 10 seconds to go here. Time for one last rush, maybe? No. In the words of the almighty Ken Longland, my dad, they're just going to kill that clock. The score after one period is Boissevain 2, Killarney no score. You're watching Tiger Hills Hockey League action on TL Media, brought to you by Mitch's Midnight Mechanics. We're just going to have a recap of the scoring summary here. Boissevain opened up the scoring early in the first period, rather midway through the first period, when Sam Houston on the back of the net on a wrister that Archibald was unable to corral the rebound. And a similar play happened a few minutes later, about 5 minutes later, when Jeremy Johnson scored on a wrist shot from the slot. Anyway, that's the summary after one period. It's 2-0 for the Border Kings. Go refill your refreshments and get right back here for for exciting second period action of Tiger Hills Hockey League on TL Media. All right. I'm here live with Riley Zimmer, not Tyson Zimmer. Tyson actually plays for the Wheat Kings. So, Tyson is your brother.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of that first period, Riley?
Good first period. Got pretty chippy towards the end, and I'm sure they expected that. But a couple of nice goals. Nice to see Jeremy on the board there. He's been gripping the stick a bit tight, so nice to see him score. Yeah, all in all, it's a good period though.
Now, how many years have you been with the Border Kings?
If you include the COVID season, this will be my third year. I know last year we only played the one game, but so I played one full year. But I guess we kind of stopped after the second round of playoffs. We actually beat Killarney in 5. Was our last game that year. Was my first year, and then second year we played one game in Souris, and then this year, so 3 years, I guess, if you want to count that.
Talk about the rivalry between Killarney and Boissevain.
Yeah, like it's pretty. If you come to a game and watch, it's pretty self-explanatory what the rivalry is. It's fun to watch though. Like I've always I've been involved and a part of it, but tonight obviously not. So watching it's interesting for sure, but it's hatred for sure. So
this is my first time seeing the broadcast or seeing the Border Kings and the Shamrocks have I've worked in Killarney before, but
So what do you think of it?
I'm enjoying it so far. It's a good game so far.
Yeah, good. See, that's a better answer than I gave you.
Well, hockey players aren't known for.
Good interviews.
Hey, you're doing a good job. I'm just glad to have someone.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
So you're out of the lineup tonight due to being a little bit banged up, but you should be good to go, hopefully, for the next game.
Yeah, next weekend or something. I think we play. Nothing major.
So it's an upper body injury.
Sure.
Day to day.
Yeah. Call her that.
All right. Thanks a lot for joining me.
No worries. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry about calling you your brother's name.
That's all right. Happens there.
Well, I get called my brother's name all the time. And we're back here in Boissevain. The score is still 2-0 for the Border Kings after one period. We're just about to start the second period. And Boissevain will do that on the penalty kill. LeBlanc has it, sends it down the ice. Sorry about this bar that's in the way. There's not really much I can do about it. Have to talk to Ed, see if he'll get some construction work down. The shot knocked away, and that hits the net. Bear with me, folks. We appear to be having some technical difficulties. Gow has it at the point, puts it on net, knocked aside by Pringle. There's a battle, and Killarney comes up with it. Killarney's only on the power play for 15 more seconds, gets it knocked away by Pringle, sent down the ice, but kept in. Boissevain sends it down the ice. Gow's back to retrieve it. Sends it up ahead and in Boissevain territory. Lets a shot go, knocked aside by Pringle. That goes out of play. Still 2-0, and we're back to even strength here. We have an update from Pilot Mound between Pilot Mound and the Pilot Mound game. Pilot Mound is up 2-1. Killarney gets it. They move it ahead. And Bruyere moves it. Back to the point. He lets a shot go. That's handled by Archibald. Must have heard me talk about his rebound control in the first period. He was very sharp on that one. And that's what the good goalies do. If they're having an off period, they'll go and think about what they're doing wrong, and they'll be a lot better. It's Detmer has it, moves it over. He lets he's bumped off it rather. Sent in on Archibald, that knocked that aside. Detmer leaves it for Ray. Ray puts it on net. Moves it over. He lets a shot. Knocked aside by Archibald. And Stevens has it. Back to the point. That shot goes wide. Moves it up. Almost a big collision there, but Killarney comes up with it. It's Christensen. Christensen collides with his man. And Killarney gets it in the neutral zone. They send it back in. Sends it down the ice, and here come the Border Kings. He lets a shot go. That one goes wide and all the way out of the zone. Killarney has it. Banks off the boards and out. Stevens unable to hit his man. Killarney, the wrister, that goes wide. The wrist shot, that hits a leg and goes wide. The shot, Boissevain's really doing a good job of getting their body in front, really making their way and making their case to be Trav's Titan. Again, folks, we would like to apologize for the net. Other people are using our broadcast booth, and we hope to get it back next game. But we hope you're enjoying the broadcast nonetheless. Fisher has it, the former Rocanville Tiger. The Tigers are now in the Saskatchewan East Hockey League. And here come the Border Kings. LeBlanc, fresh off the hat trick last night. The strong play. Dumped ahead, and here come Killarney. Deeks, Pringle had to be sharp on that one. Out of position a little bit, but you got to be good to be lucky and lucky to be good. And Pringle is both on that play. Moves it over, sent down, hits a leg. Leaves it. 15:40 to go here in the second period. It remains 2-0 for the Border Kings. We want to thank everyone for tuning in on this Saturday night, wherever you are. As Dittmer plays it to Elms. Elms, Killarney comes up with it, but the backhand feed is intercepted. Thompson moves it ahead. And Zymer, nifty play over to Lewis. Lewis, he loses his footing. Thankfully, he is okay. And you see so many times, and the training staff has to come out. If you're a Border King fan, you got to be thankful that Lewis got up there. Sent down the ice, and Border Kings just content with slowing the pace of play down. Down the ice, no icing is the call. Sent down the ice, Pringle's out to play it, but Bruyere gets it before, and we'll take a break. You're watching Tiger Hills Hockey on TL Media, brought to you by Mitch's Midnight Mechanics. Welcome back to Tiger Hills Hockey League action on TL Media. As Jeremy Johnson breaks in, he lets it back. Trust me, it did. Moves it over. 13:33 to go here in the second period. Almost halfway through this contest. This pivotal contest. Both teams enter this game in a battle for first place. Boissevain took the first matchup 2-1 in overtime. David Robertson scored early into the extra frame. Killarney shoots! Knocked aside by Pringle. Back to the point. Lets a shot go. Handled by Pringle. Folks, if you haven't checked it out already, or if you're not watching the game on tlmedia.org, I have to thank the man, the myth, the legend behind the website. I could not have done it without him. The man responsible for the website, my good buddy Mitchell Selkirk. Mitchell, if you're watching this, thank you very much, and I hope our listeners and watchers appreciate the website as much as I appreciate you making it for me. Thanks a lot, buddy. Killarney has it. They let a wrist shot go. That's knocked aside by Pringle. Sent in the neutral zone. It's Liker in front. The rebound scores! Once again, a poor rebound control. It's banked home, and it's a 3-0 game. It appears that Dustin Fisher, the former Rocanville Tiger, the Rocanville connection is going huge tonight. 3-0. The last two goals have been scored by people from Saskatchewan. And if you're a Rider fan, you got to hope that's a trend. 3-0 for the Border Kings. 12:33 to go here in the second period. Big bump along the sideboards. Moves it over and down the ice. Christensen sends it down the ice, but that's Elms just getting the puck out. But Gow, one of the league's leading scorers with the wrist, hits a leg and goes wide. Tremendous defense for the Border Kings. Big poke and back the other way. It's the speedster Lewis. He lets wrist shot go. Kick aside by 11:19 to go here in the second period. You're watching Tiger Hills Hockey on TL Media, brought to you by Mitch's Midnight Mechanics. We have an injured Border King on the play. It was Zeman Zeimer who hobbled off to the bench. Not a good sign for a Border Kings fan. Zeimer's been one of the top players the entire season, and he's one of the league's leading scorers. We'll take a look at the leading scorers in the league in the second intermission. Olsen for the back to Gow. Elms moves it ahead. Lewis, LeBlanc. Oh, a 2-on-0 and unable to corral the pass. Excellent chance for the Shamrocks, but unlike their name, they had no luck on that play. That hit the side of the net, folks. Pringle thought it was in as well, but not, sent aside. 10-20 to go here. Teams at even strengths. Boissevain fresh off a win last night over Hartney, a convincing win 11-3 in which LeBlanc had a hat trick. Gow keeps it in for the Shamrocks and he puts it on net and scores! Reed Gow breaks the goose egg and puts the Shamrocks on the board. It's a 3-1 game, a C9 shot. Pringle would want that one back, but he can't get it back. 3-1. The Shamrocks are on the board. Gow breathing some life into his team here in the second period. Robertson moves it over. In front. He lets a shot go. That goes wide. We hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast of Tiger Hills Hockey on TL Media, brought to you by Mitch's Midnight Mechanics. Our next broadcast will be on the 18th of December, our final one of the year of the 2021. We won't be back until the first home game for the Border Kings in 2022. But we will have reports and updates throughout the holiday season. Moves it ahead. Lewis, a fancy pass, looking like Lionel Messi there. And back the other way come the Border Kings. Robertson moves it ahead. Back come the Border Kings, possible 3-on-2. Johnson, the backhand pass. Puts it in front. Lewis bumped off it by Christensen. Christensen moves it over. And back the other way come the Shamrocks. They smell blood here. Moves it down on the ice. Pringle just lets it fly over his head. Possible break for the Border Kings, but Archibald comes out to play it. Big play, moves it up. Olsen intercepted. Pringle comes out of his net to play it. 8:20 to go here in the second period, rather. Down the ice. They're playing the Hail Mary pass, and here, bulldozed over. Archibald, he's badly out of position, but unable to get a shot where the Border Kings until that one. Bruyere. Gow has it. Moves it over, intercepted by Robertson. Robertson turns it over. Gow gets it at the blue line, but that hits the leg. Reed Gow. He's all over the ice tonight, the former Brandon Wheat King. He had a few stops in the Western Hockey League, but here come the Border Kings. Wrist shot! Almost another bad rebound. Stevens rather. Comes in the neutral zone, moves it ahead, over, and Boissevain will have to regroup, but the Shamrocks intercept it, send it down the ice. Robertson hits the boards. And here come the Border Kings. He lets it, thinks about it, but the backhand feed intercepted. Big play there. Killarney's playing well on the defense tonight. Puck comes into the corner, puts it on net, and back the other way, but intercepted by 3 Border Kings as they keep it in. Stood up at the blue line, and that one's just a bit offside. And we'll take a break. You're watching Tiger Hills Hockey on TL Media. Welcome back, and we have a penalty called. One of the goal scorers for the Border Kings tonight, Jeremy Johnson, is heading to the box 2 minutes or less for tripping. 4:49 to go here in the second period. It remains 3-1 for the Border Kings, but a tremendous opportunity here for the Shamrocks to get right back into this game. They've had a life ever since they were able to beat Pringle with that seeing eye shot from the point from Reed Gow. And here they come back on the power play. Shamrocks have it back to the point. He lets a shot go, that hits a leg, but Killarney's able to recover. Just moving it around, trying to get something set up, puts it on net, but that goes high and wide. Gow has it, moves it over. Back, he lets a wrist shot go. That one goes high off the post and out of play. And we have a skirmish in front. It's Big Elms. Folks, I'd like your input on who you think should be the Travs Titan of the game. If you leave a comment in the sidebar, I will take that into consideration when it's time to reveal Travs Titan. 4:20 to go here in the second period. It remains 3-1 for the Border Kings. Killarney is on the power play, and they are pressing. Isaac Friesen's out there to take the draw for the Shamrocks. He loses the draw, and David Robinson banks it off the glass and out. Out comes Archibald to play it. He moves it for his man. Gow moves it up ahead, but Boissevain takes it. Nifty play there by the Shamrocks, and they get possession right back. Dump and chase here. They're just content doing that as 1 minute expires on the power play. Back, and that puck comes out. Off the boards. Here they come. Here come the Shamrocks. Off the boards. Delayed penalty call here. And Boissevain has possession. But for 39 seconds, it'll be a two-man advantage for the Shamrocks. They're looking to strike here before the end of the second period to make it a 3-2 game heading into the dressing room. Still anyone's game. Boissevain jumped out to a 3-0 lead, but Gow answered on the last power play. And Killarney's had the momentum since then. Olsen moves it over. Puts it on net and back down the ice. It'll go. Archibald comes out to play it. Moves it up. Christensen. Killarney's pressing here. The slapper. Combination of both. Olsen has it. The pass in front, knocked away, and we have a whistle here. 2:45 to go here in the second period. It remains 3-1 for the Border Kings. Killarney still is on the power play for 1 minute and 17 seconds left. For 1 minute and 17 seconds. Swaripa's out there to take the face off. It looks like Lewis for the Border Kings. Swaripa wins it back. Gow has it. Playing the point on the power play. Gow back to the point. And that one goes just wide. Hopping over the stick and back the other way. Shorthanded. Comes Lewis. He lets a shot go. That one goes wide. Shamrocks back the other way now. Big play there by Robertson. Sent down the ice and not quite out of the zone. Dittmer takes his man. He falls, but no call. Sent down the ice. 37 seconds to go here in the power play for the Shamrocks. Time for one last rush on the power play if they're quick. Gow moves it over the red line to Olsen. Olsen breaks in. He feeds it back, but to no one. 18 seconds to go in the power play. It's Gow at the point. He lets a shot go. That hits a body, and it stays in the zone. They're cycling it around, moving it over. He lets a shot go. Scores! 1 second left. And it's a power play goal, and we're within one. Braden Cuthbert makes it a 3-2 hockey game, and after 40 minutes, it's going to be a close one, folks. Don't turn that channel. Cuthbert and Gow were the goal scorers in the second period so far for the Shamrocks. How huge is that Dustin Fisher marker early in the second? Sent down the ice. Elms has it. 3-2 for the Border Kings, but the Shamrocks have all the momentum so far. Right now, actually. It's been a competitive game this evening, and you'd expect nothing more between these two hostile rivals. Boissevain wins the draw. LeBlanc puts it on net. That's kicked aside, and it goes into the corner. Olsen sends it down the ice, but it's corralled in the neutral zone by Elm, who leaves it Liker, one of the leading goal scorer heading into tonight. 45 seconds to go here. Pringle, Bruyere up ahead. Bruyere gets it back. He's lucky he got it back. 30 seconds to go. Boissevain has it in the neutral zone. They get it. Bumped off the puck. Big play there. Big 24 seconds to go here. No icing, and the fans don't know why. Face-off will come down in enemy territory. Shamrocks will have 19 seconds left, and the face-off in the Boissevain end. Correction, it's just outside the Boissevain end. And Fisher. Not on the ice. Correction. That was Lewis. Moves it ahead. Here comes Lewis. 7 seconds to go here. 2 seconds. 1 second. What a second period it was for the Shamrocks. They answered right back after falling behind 3-0. Shamrocks fell behind 3-0 after Dustin Fisher banked home the rebound. Brian Archibald hasn't been the best on rebound control, but he was pretty solid in the second period. He was a lot better, and that's why. It's a 3-2 hockey game. CNI shots from Gow and number 26, Braden Cuthbert, has made it a one-goal lead in favor of the Border Kings. You're watching Tiger Hills Hockey on TL Media, brought to you by Mitch's Midnight Mechanics. Welcome back to Tiger Hills Hockey on TL Media, brought to you by Mitch's Midnight Mechanics. Folks, we've got an update from out of town or out of town scoreboard in the matchup between Souris and Deloraine at last check. Deloraine and Souris are tied at 4. Carberry and Minnedosa, it is 2-0. 2-0 for Minnedosa after 2 periods. McGregor and Pilot Mound are tied at 2. You're watching Killarney and Boissevain, which is 3-2 in favor of Boissevain. Cartwright and Gladstone. Gladstone is up 5-2 after the second period. We'll be right back with the conclusion of tonight's game between Killarney and Boissevain, brought to you by Mitch's Midnight Mechanics on TL Media. And here are the Border Kings looking to bring home their 7th consecutive victory, I believe. Well, let's pull up the standings while we're waiting for the action to begin. Boissevain is looking for their 8th win of the season. Killarney, well, they're just behind Boissevain. They have 12 points, 2 back of Boissevain. But you gotta believe this is a pivotal game for the Border Kings. If they can get ahead 4 points in the standings early, they'll have some wiggle room in the standings. Let's take a look at the East Division. Neepawa and McGregor, Minnedosa, Cartwright, Gladstone, and Wawanesa are all within striking distance of each other. It's anyone's division. And we're back with the conclusion of this contest, live on TL Media, brought to you by Mitch's Midnight Mechanics. Fisher, Leiker, LeBlanc are out there, along with Robertson and Houston. Houston has it. Moves it over. Robertson over to Houston. Moves it up to... And that one hits the stick, but that goes behind the net. Robertson up ahead. Moves it over. And that's knocked down with a high stick. Has the face-off. Comes in the Killarney zone. It's Fisher. Fisher loses the draw. Gow has it. He's bumped off the puck by Leiker. Leiker has it. He moves it in the slot, hits a shot, and it hits the leg and goes wide. Up ahead come the Shamrocks. In the neutral zone, over the blue line. Puts it on net, and Pringle holds on. 19-12 to go here in this tight contest. Suddenly a tight contest. It appeared that it would be another blowout for the Border Kings in the early going, but these two very rarely play blowouts. It's always an entertaining contest between these two. Elms has it in the neutral zone into enemy territory. He stops, he lets a shot go, and once again Archibald lets out a rebound. Elms keeps it in. He lets a shot, hits a leg, and it's a possible break for Killarney. Poked off the puck. Big play there by Elms. Moves it over. Dittmer over the red line. Over the blue line, and he brings it in. He was bumped off the puck, but Lewis feeds it to Dittmer. Dittmer has it back to Lewis in front in the slot. Another big rebound. And that one goes just wide. Out to cover it was Archibald. And I believe that the Boissevain Border Kings will be going to the power play. And we have an altercation here. Little frustration there. I'm behind glass and I can hear the swearing from up here in the booth. These two teams do not like each other. Let's see what kind of bad blood will boil over into the next contest. Our next contest on TL Media I'm talking about. That is the 18th of December, our final one before the calendar turns to 2022. It's Boissevain, it's Killarney. It's the same two teams meeting in 2 weeks from tonight on that very ice. This is just the pre-show to that contest. That game should be an intense one. It's always intense when these two teams get together. Leiker loses the puck. Sent down the ice. Boissevain is on the power play. Looking for a pivotal goal. Lewis, the backhand, intercepted. Sent on Pringle. Pringle leaves it for Elms. Elms with the backhand feed. It's Lewis. Lewis over. Trying to set something up here. It's Leiker. Back to Elms. Back to Leiker. Back. And Boissevain loses control of it. Robertson unable to keep it in. LeBlanc. Delayed penalty. It's going to be a 5-on-3 for Boissevain. He scores! LeBlanc with the wrister. It beats some blocker side. And it's a 4-2 game. What a demoralizing goal for Killarney, but that will energize the crowd here. 4-2 for the Border Kings. 17-10 to go here in the third period. Boissevain has just added to their lead. And somewhere Tim Challoner's happy because they're playing a lot of Kiss tonight. He's a diehard Kiss fan. Sam Houston moves it over. Dittmer has it, breaking into Killarney's zone. Tries to feed it over, got kept in. Sam Houston with the wrist shot. Oh, he did not miss by much. Dittmer had it all alone. Wide open net, but he was not able to capitalize on the glorious opportunity. Down the ice. Sam Houston leaves it for Lewis, the speedster. And Lewis falls to his knees, but he's still able to get it to Robertson. Houston loses it, and back the other way come the Shamrocks. In all alone, he lets a shot go, knocked aside by Pringle. Killarney gets it. They're not giving up on this one. The shot knocked aside by Pringle. He's unable to corral the rebound, but here come the Border Kings. It's Lewis. Back. He shoots that, kicked aside. Border Kings have it. Looking to try to bury it. Still on the power play. Elms moves it over. Puts it over at the side. Killarney's just trying to regroup here. Trying not to allow another power play goal. Elms watches Bruyere play it. Lewis moves it over. Boissevain was able to add one goal on the man advantage, but it appears they will not be able to add a second. LeBlanc has it almost taken out there, but Boissevain gets it. Turned aside relatively easy, and we have a skirmish over. It could be a line brawl, folks. Some pushing, some shoving, someone not liking their Christmas gifts. Down to the ice, WWE style. And you might want to cover the young ears, folks, if they're still awake. They're not saying duck. Have we mentioned before that these two teams do not like each other? We have an update. And for Carberry, they dropped another one. They lost 4-0. But they played hard and they tried really hard. And they won the fight last Saturday. That's all that matters. It's great to see the crowd back at senior hockey games. Really good crowd here. But I pulled up and I thought, wow, it's nice to see a full parking lot the last couple weeks when I was coming here. There was Parking lot wasn't that full, but tonight, and they've been treated to a doozy here, folks. 4-2 for the Border Kings, 15:05 to go. Another reminder that tomorrow in the CFL is semifinal Sunday. The Saskatchewan Roughriders. They look to return the favor against their arch rivals, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. As a diehard Rider fan, I'm hoping the Riders win, but I'm not betting money on it. The Bombers, all the pressure is on them. They are one of the best teams in the CFL in the history of the league this year. They have an awesome team, and the protection that Saskatchewan's just been given Fajardo, and the controversial play, it could go either way. And I know there's a lot of Rider fans watching and listening. I know there's a lot of Bomber fans listening and watching. Let's just try to be civil because this rivalry is fun. What are they waiting for? Someone to get here from Brandon? 15:05 remaining here in the third period. It remains 4-2. Score hasn't changed since the last whistle blew. Reed Gow's talking about something at center ice with the ref. Below the Armstrong seed sign, slightly below the Countryland Realty. Archibald's just stretching out in the net. It appears we're almost ready to start playing. Maybe not. Dittmer and Gow are talking at center ice. An update from Deloraine. The Deloraine Royals have won their game. They won 6-4 this evening. And Deloraine was playing Surus. The town of the Swinging Bridge could not swing out a victory tonight, but it was a lot closer than last week's game against the Border Kings. Gal was talking at center ice. And now they're coming down. They're coming down to our vantage point. They must have been discussing where to have this face-off. Apparently they're not happy with that face-off, and we'll do it again. Big play there by Killarney. Takes a shot. Back to the point, and Killarney is on the power play. It's a power play for the Killarney Shamrocks, looking to make it a one-goal game again. Boissevain looking to prevent that. Stevens. $14.50 to go here in the third period. Has Stevens got waved out. Fisher took it. He loses it, and Killarney gets the puck. It's Christensen. Gets it back to the point. Over to Christensen again. He lets a shot go that hits the leg. Back to get it is Christensen. Gow moves it over and sends down the ice. Again, we would like to apologize for the net. We got to make do with what we have here. In front. We can't see. Killarney keeps it in. Lets a shot go. That one goes just wide. And here comes Liker the other way. Possible 2-on-1. Gets it over. Oh, Halcrow was unable to corral it. Killarney gets it. And they slow down the pace. Just trying to get something going here. Sent down the ice. Good penalty kill for the Border Kings. Gow's back to retrieve it. Possible one last rush. Moves it ahead. That looked offside from my vantage point, but I'm not paid the big bucks to call this game on the ice. We have a battle along the corner, but there's a post in the way. Sorry, folks, we can't see what that is. 13:01 remaining here in the third period. It remains a 4-2 game in favor of the Border Kings. And out of town, it's the Vancouver Canucks and Pittsburgh Penguins scoreless after one period of play. Dittmer faces off. Bruyere gets it for the Border Kings. Elms moves it over, and Bruyere, he's over center. He sends it down the ice. Killarney has it. They move it ahead into Boissevain territory, but Boissevain has a lot of men on, and they get the puck. But Killarney gets it right back. There's a bump in front. Pringle corrals it. $12:29 to go here in the third period. You're watching Tiger Hills Hockey on TL Media, brought to you by Mitch's Midnight Mechanics. That could be, folks, a penalty. Not what Archibald wanted to do. Boissevain was calling for a penalty. Let's see if they got their way. So far, the gates are not open. They're talking to him. There's There's no penalty on the board. There is a penalty on the board now. The dreaded puck over glass penalty. Archibald. Let's see if Boissevain can put the nail in the coffin. Pivotal kill here for the Shamrocks. These two teams met on the opening night of the season in Killarney, and Boissevain skated away with a 2-1 overtime victory. David Robertson scored the winner on that night, and he's back. He's on the ice right now, looking for some added insurance here. Detmer wins the draw. Gets it back to Robertson. Elms moves it down. Back to Elms. Elms moves it down. And backhand, that one's kicked aside. That one goes wide. Once again, unable to corral the rebound was Archibald. Elms has it. Into the neutral zone. He leaves it for Detmer. Detmer moves it ahead. That hits Fisher's stick, and he's able to get it. Elms has it at the point. That's kicked aside by Archibald. Slowing down the pace here a little bit. Puts it in front. And back it's Robertson. Robertson the shot. That's high. Knocked down, but not. Robertson has it again. Puts it on net. That one goes wide. I don't think Archibald knew where it was. It's Elms. He puts it on net. And Archibald just hold on. 1 minute to go here in the power play. 11:03 to go here in the third period. It remains a 4-2 game in favor of the Border Kings. Stevens wins it back. Robertson moves it over. Bruyere. Bruyere has it at the blue line. Moves it over to Robertson. Robertson over to Bruyere. He lets a shot go. His stick breaks. In front. Mad scramble. The puck stays out, but there is some pushing and shoving. Big punch by Hallcrow. Oh, man, a few big punches. Several haymakers by Hallcrow. Eat some fist, Killarney, Hallcrow says. But Hallcrow will definitely go to the penalty box for that one. Having some words for the Killarney bench is Hallcrow. If he doesn't get off the ice soon, he could get another unsportsmanlike penalty. Hallcrow's been one of the Boissevain players, one of the Boissevain top players this year. Are they going to give Hallcrow the gate? They're talking about it over at the penalty box. He's heading off. Hallcrow is heading to the dressing room. It'll be interesting to see if it's a 10-minute misconduct or if they gave him the boot, if they gave him the game. Hallcrow goes down the stairs, and he's not happy, but hey, at least he can start the beverages a little sooner than his teammates. But that's the least of his concern right now. He put his team in a vulnerable position. To be a fly on the wall to hear what the refs are talking about. Oh, we have a fight. Elms is taking on, just feeling each other out, and Elms with a first punch. Elms with a left. Oh, with the right. Back and forth, and Elms falls to the ground. It would appear that Elms landed more punches, but the Killarney player had the takedown. Oh, they're doing MMA style. These two teams do not like each other. And folks, we'll have these guys again in 2 weeks. Oh, there's a fight on the bench too. I didn't realize it was Friday Night SmackDown tonight. Saturday night's main event. Robertson's upset about something. They're not saying duck, folks. $10:47 to go here. And if either team has anything left, has any players left, it's like Survivor Series. If you're not watching this game, I suggest you turn on the broadcast. Tell your friends to watch. Send everyone a text. Say, hey, this game's getting good. These two teams do not like each other, and it's showing right now. I would not be surprised if we see some more altercations like that. With 10:47 to go here in the third period, we're going to take a break for a few seconds. Brought to you by Mitch's Midnight Mechanics. You're watching Tiger Hill Hockey on TL Media. Leask has been sent off. Refs are just trying to get a little bit of order back into this one. They're slowly losing control of the game. As the village people pour over the loudspeakers here at the Boissevain Arena. Write in the comments if you're doing the YMCA at home, waiting for the game to begin. How's everyone doing tonight? Let's chat. Drop me a comment if you like the broadcast. Who do you think should be the Titan of the game? I'd like to take this time to thank everyone for watching. It's been an intense game, and the reason for the stoppage in play, you missed. If you're just joining us, you have missed quite a bit. Boissevain scored the first 3 goals. Then Killarney answered with 2, but Boissevain, they scored to increase their lead back to 4-2 in the third period. We're halfway through the third period right now, and it's getting testy, folks. These two teams do not like each other. The long rivalry, the storied rivalry between these two franchises is what senior hockey's all about. The intensity, the integrity, the intelligence, all 3 eyes. It's true, it's true. You've missed a few fights. Elms got into a fight. Leask was sent off. And I believe we are almost ready to get going. Morgan Magwood has been ejected. It's a game for Halcrow. Leask is gone for 10 minutes. 2 minutes for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct for Leask. Elms is gone for the rest of the game. He got a major for fighting and a game misconduct. And we'll have a detailed summary for you after the game. Just check our Facebook page tomorrow morning. TL Media on Facebook. We will have all the recap of the skirmishes and the fights on our Facebook page. Or if our webmaster is up for it, on our website. Robertson has it at the point. Moves it over. It's Houston. Back. Puts it on net, and that one goes wide. 10:05 to go here. Boissevain is on a 5-minute power play. Is that my understanding? Dittmer has it. Liker. Puts it in front. Back to the point it ends up. Hits a leg. And Killarney has it behind their own net. They're breaking through center over the red line. Sends it, but Dittmer, he does a juke and a jive, and he gets it ahead. It's Liker. Spins around. Back. Dittmer in the slot. Let's back and go. That's knocked aside by Archibald. Robertson moves it down. Moves it over. Robertson tried to let the shot go, but he decides just to pass. Probably a good choice. Dittmer has it. Moves it into the slot. That hits a leg and back to Dittmer. Dittmer back to Robertson on net. Kicked aside and Fisher's battling in the corner. Dittmer has it. 8:40 to go here. Cycling it around. Big power play here for the Border Kings. He lets a shot go. Knocked away by Archibald. Delayed offside, and Fisher touches the puck. And that will be an offside call. 1:39 to go here on the power play for the Border Kings. It remains a 4-2 Boissevain lead over their arch rivals from Killarney. 8:26 to go here in the third period. Robertson moves it over. Ray puts it on net. Archibald again shaky on the rebounds, but he's able to bring this one in. Face-off stays in the Killarney zone. Albrecht. And almost intercepted. Robertson pokes it down. Sent down the ice. Ray gets it. He goes over the blue line. He lets a shot go. That didn't miss by much. The backhand off the boards. Fisher, the backhand pass. Robertson puts it on net. He's screaming. He scores! He buries it, Roof Daddy. I believe it's Fisher. Fisher, right place, right time. And he snags the big one. It was Fisher. Fisher was there to reel in the rebound to make it a 5-2 game, and we might see some more intensity. Once again, it's a 3-goal Boissevain lead. 7:47 to go here in the third period. So the score heading into the third period was 3-2 in favor of the Border Kings. Boissevain has added a couple goals here in the third period, and most recently, and arguably the backbreaker, Dustin Fisher found the top shelf where Mama hides the peanut butter to make it a 5-2 game. Robertson loses it. Pringle moves it ahead. Jeremy Johnson. That hit a weird bounce. Pringle hangs on. 7:22 to go here in the third period. Still 5-2 in favor of the Border Kings. You're watching Tiger Hills Hockey on TL Media, brought to you by Mitch's Midnight Mechanics. Jeremy Johnson in all alone. He lets a shot go, and he scores a beauty. He deked and he duked and he duked and he deked and he scored. Johnson is second of the night. Sprung all alone. The pride of Welwyn, Saskatchewan, I believe. He's now teaching in Brandon, I believe. And Pringle is solid at the other end. Houston moves it up ahead. Fisher. Albrecht. 6 minutes to go. It's now a 6-2 Boissevain lead. For 2 periods, Killarney was hanging with the boys from Boissevain, and we're about inches away from tying the game. But then Boissevain flexed their muscle in more ways than one. Here they come the other way. It's Dittmer. He lets a shot go. That one goes over the glass and out of play. You're watching Tiger Hills Hockey on TL Media, brought to you by Mitch's Midnight Mechanics. General Mechanics Service in Brandon, Manitoba. Call 1-204-730-3463. Your automotive, marine, recreation, lawn, and garden needs. Here comes Killarney trying to get something going here in the dying minutes of the game. 5:10 to go here in the third period. 6-2 for the Border Kings. Dittmer has it. In front, he lets a shot go kicked aside there by Archibald. Boissevain, big bump. Oh, he'll be feeling that tomorrow. Sherling gets it. Liker taken hard into the boards. A little unnecessary if you ask me. But you got to make sure he'll feel it. Let him know you're there, as the Hanson brothers used to say. No word if any of the Border Kings or Shamrocks put on the foil tonight. I didn't see the Killarney bus pull up, and I don't think there was sledgehammer holes in it to make it look mean or anything. .4:27 to go here in the third period. 6-2 in favor of the Border Kings. A reminder, our next broadcast is 2 weeks from tonight when these two teams will renew hostilities. It should be a dandy. Our last game before the Christmas break. After Christmas, we won't be back until, I believe it's something crazy like the 15th of January. We're pulling up the schedule here now. Yes, the 15th of January is our first game in 2022. But we'll have the next game between these two guys. Hopefully it's at least half as entertaining as tonight's contest. 6-2 for the Border Kings. They've scored 3 goals this period for their biggest lead of the evening. Who will be Trav's Titan tonight? I have a few people in mind. Not to sound critical of the refs, but my vote would not be for the refs due to the pace of the game. These two teams don't like each other, and they're just slowing it down. That long delay kind of killed the momentum. Thompson's pass was intercepted by Robertson, and Houston gets it up to Johnson looking for the hat trick. But the unselfish player that he is, he moves it ahead. Out to play it is Pringle. 3:30 to go here in the third period. Detmer fans on the clearing attempt. Pringle had to be sharp on that one. 10:30. At 10:30, this game really got interesting. It became intense, even more intense than it has been. But ever since then, it's kind of slowed to a crawl. Robertson moves it to Detmer, and Detmer moves it up ahead. It's Liker. He lets a wrist shot go. And once again, a rebound let out by Archibald, but he was able to bring it in. 2:46 to go here. 6-2 in favor of the Border Kings. Fisher takes the face off. He wins it back. Sherling puts it on net, and Archibald just hangs on to it for a whistle. We have an update. The Gladstone Lakers have won their game 6-3. Gladstone were 6-3 winners. Down the ice in that one, we'll go to the bakery. Icing. Ice, ice, baby. Dee 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 dee. There's a loud clear from the bar. There must be Pringles out to get it. Robertson moves it over to Leiker. Leiker moves it up ahead. Sherling Johnson looking for the hat trick, but he has the puck poked off his stick. LeBlanc back. Robertson. 1:35 to go here in this contest. Still 6-2 in favor of the Border Kings. Down the ice, out to play it. No icing. Hits the stanchion. Johnson. He's out in the dying stages of this game. Coach Ed must be looking to get him a hat trick. Sam Houston moves it, hits a stick. That one goes high. Adam LeBlanc back to Ray. Ray lets a shot go, hits a blocker, and goes high. 50 seconds to go here. Johnson still on the ice looking for the hat trick. Moves it over, hits a stick and goes out of play, and the fans are heading to the exit. They will not go home disappointed, like hopefully the Bomber fans will tomorrow. But like I said, I don't expect that to happen. Hopefully I'm wrong, if you're a Rider fan. Captain is Dittmer, lets a shot go. That hits the side of the net, kept in by Houston. They're cycling it around. Good play there by the Border Kings. 25 seconds left. Here come the Shamrocks, a backhand feed, and that's just banged off the boards. Up ahead. Dittmer moves it over. He lets a shot go. That's kicked aside by Archibald. 10 seconds to go here. Stay tuned after the game to find out who will be the Travs Titan of the game. "6-2 is the final score here in favor of the Boissevain Border Kings, and brought to you by Mitch's Midnight Mechanics. Boissevain will go home victorious, improving to 8-0 on the year. Our next broadcast is on the 18th of December between these two teams, and hopefully it's just as intense as tonight's action was. Anyway, it's time for Trav's Titan of the game, and for that, the choice is relatively easy in my opinion. I would have to say that for the Border Kings, For Boissevain, I'm going to award the Titan. I'm going to award Trav's Titan to number 11, Jeremy Johnson. He did pretty much everything Coach Dick asked him to, and then some. He was the catalyst for the lead and the catalyst for the win. He had 2 goals and he was the energy maker. Could have also gave it to Dustin Fisher, but Jeremy Johnson, he's a workhorse, and I have to give it to him. And for the Killarney Shamrocks, there's no other choice really. Reed Gow has been their best player most of the season, and most of the season he's been at or near the top of the scoring race. But I believe it's still currently Kerfin Liker. Anyway, this is Travis Longman signing off. Have a good night and a pleasant tomorrow. And let's go Riders. Have a good night, everyone.